what we found out is that we like to talk. We took what was our old work calls and we really did spiral and we did record everything and just throw it all out there for the world to hear.
Just go. Yeah. And we loved it. And I know there's some of you that love it as well.
But back for an official season 2. I'm so excited. We got a script to follow.
When we took one topic, we were spending 90 minutes on it. This year was going to take like 8 hours. Maybe let's break this up into categories.
There it is. The Cymbal Clash. Back for an official season 2. We had a little bit of fun in the interim, but back for an official season 2. I'm so excited.
Very, very excited to be back for season 2. And we've got an interesting one we think everybody will enjoy here.
We got a script to follow. we planned this out. This wasn't like, I feel like first season, any first season, right? The whole season's like your own pilot, figuring it out how you want to run this thing. And what we found out is that we like to talk for a long time. We can go on and on. We took what was our old work calls and we really did spiral and we did record everything and just throw it all out there for the world to hear.
Just go. Yeah. And we loved it. And I know there's some of you that love it as well.
God bless your souls.
We thank you so much. But we too realized that, you know what, we should probably make them a little tighter, little shorter,
put a little structure around them.
Yeah, put a little structure. And to be fair, we've done some cool stuff and we've got a lot of cool stuff coming. We've got a lot of ideas. We've got a lot of ideas from you guys, but we were sitting around talking about, wouldn't it be fun to take, an era of a literal year and just, go through what a specific year meant to both of us. And what we found was when we took one topic, we were spending 90 minutes on it. This year was going to take like 8 hours. So we were like, you know what, maybe let's break this up into categories. Let's pick a specific year and hey, we'll do shorter shows, but we'll go in depth on each one of these topics that we were looking at.
What was going to be a marathon of an episode has turned itself into its own dedicated season, and it's a cool one. 1994, 30 years, which blows my mind to even say, first of all. So I can only imagine you sitting here as well, right, old man?
It is unreal. 94 still feels like yesterday to me.
Right.
And, and I think, like we say, when we put this together, there's so much that goes on that year. It's just going to blow you away.
And it's a wild one. It is a wild one.
It is so wild. If you live through it, you're going to remember all these, and there's going to be good memories and bad memories. But if you didn't, you're going to see how this year affects so much going forward as well. And so many things. It's wild.
This next statement's only going to matter if you're actually listening to this on drop day too, because there's actual significance, I'm sure. For those that remember and those that lived through it, there's significance to the day that this season launches. So now that I'm saying it on mic too, that we're beholden to this, so it has to be ready to go. This is as much for us as it is for you listening now.
Yes,
June 17th.
Happy June 17th,
happy
everybody.
June 17th. This is more significance now than it even had just a couple of weeks ago as we're sitting here recording this. I mean, the man that really helped make that day famous has since left this earth, this physical world, and Mr. Simpson no longer with us, but this day will continue to live on in infamy no matter what.
It will absolutely, and it'll be fun to dive in. It's one of those days where you're like, I know we'll get to it. I was 21 in 94 and you were 6. So your memory of that day is going to be completely different than mine. I've got a tremendous story from that day, but it's one of those dates that you go, where was I? My parents, like when Kennedy was shot, and where were you when the Challenger exploded? And where were you on 9/11? Well, where were you on June 17th, 1994? When the chase was going on.
I not to dive too deep into that one particular topic, but I remember watching it on TV for a little bit as a 6-year-old. what I remember more so was how invested my parents and grandparents were.
Mm.
So at that point, my grandparents lived just so I lived in a cul-de-sac,
Hmm.
about 15 minutes down the road from where I'm sitting right now. But grandparents lived like 3 doors up, and they would come down to our house and watch the trial. More what I remember after the fact is
Yeah.
them being so invested in watching that trial, and everything that the Kardashians and all the fame that was involved with the O.J. Simpson trial, and me just laying like a little kid behind the couch, like watching the TV, not understanding what's going on really, but really bored out of my mind. Like, why do they care so much about this? Is what I remember.
It's like, what is going
Right?
on? Yes,
Like, let me get back to my cartoons, damn it.
exactly. Yes. Come on. There's got to be Turtles or The Tick or something on, right?
Right. Or even like Airplane, the movie.
Oh,
Like my dad
oh,
would
that's
that was my introduction to OJ.
there you go.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just wild.
um, it's Naked Gun. Let's
Oh,
go with that.
yes, let me change that.
So
Yep.
redo
You're
that.
right. I knew it as soon as I said it too. I don't even remember how I led into it.
So for you said for
Oh,
me it was Airplane.
yep. For me, it was Naked Gun. Like that's how I remember OJ is him sitting, in these movies. I remember. I think they make a Juice reference to him in the movie. It's like, do they or
He's
something along those
actually
lines?
he's one of the detectives. The
Yeah,
actual
right.
movie
Yeah,
opens up with him, and he's on a stakeout, and he's going
unbelievable.
after this boat. Yeah, it's incredible. But I don't. He's pre me like football,
Yeah,
so I know him from commercials. I grew up, as he was the Hertz guy. So
crazy.
that's how, and he was also on Monday Night Football. He was,
Yeah,
Wide World of Sports, and so he was an announcer to me. But
man.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
man, that
it's
has
gonna,
so much significance on this day. But
oh,
yeah, to your point, this is
it's
going to be a wild ride.
it's unreal. We'll tease it out. We're gonna Each episode will be based on a certain category, and we're gonna, it's the categories we know. It's gonna be sports, it's gonna be movies, it's gonna be TV, it's gonna be music, and then it's gonna be a catch-all, news, pop culture, essentially everything else. And to be honest, we're gonna try to keep them shorter. So, I've heard the feedback. We're gonna keep it shorter, but we think you're gonna really enjoy them, and they're gonna be really
And
you're gonna
hey,
get a lot out of it as well.
if it's still too long, and you're a podcast listener, there are ways to speed this up. Hit that button in the bottom, right next to the play function here. About just listen. We don't talk too fast. Just speed us up a little bit. You can keep
we're
up.
we're okay with that, but one thing we
Hmm.
do love is feedback, and we really
Yes,
appreciate it. People reach out to me, my friends reach out to me. It's like, hey, I love this and that. That's awesome. We would love you to subscribe, throw a couple of stars on there. It would help out great. If you could review, that would be awesome as well. But any feedback we get, we love it. It's great, and that's a lot of where this season came from, was feedback that we got. And so we are super excited to dive into this wild and crazy 1994 in everything.
it'll be
And
fun, man.
it is going to be a blast. So
Well, hey,
we
hit
think
next and let's get rolling. So,
sounds good.
all right, keep it twisted.